What's up, guys? Happy summer. Hope everyone's enjoying the beautiful weather. It's been 90 degrees every day here in the Bay Area for like the last month, and I think it's going to be 90 degrees every day for the next, I don't know how long, but it's all good. It's July 28th today, so that means I've now had my Corvette 3 months. It's got, I think, 3,200 miles on it. Loving the car and have had a couple issues. So today we're going to open up Pandora's box and poke around what's inside. Today we're talking about Corvette quality control issues. This is a subject that a lot of people don't want to talk about. A lot of people, once they buy a car, they end up kind of becoming fanboys and they never admit faults. Well, I'm here to burst some people's bubbles, but also give you guys some good information on what to do and how to prepare for this. Because if you're gonna buy a Corvette, I want to give you good information so that you're as happy as possible with owning it and you have as much fun as possible. So, but first we got to pull the Band-Aid off and address what the problems are, because there's a couple problems with Corvettes that you guys want to know about. So if you read on the forums, a lot of people talk about various issues on the 7th generation Corvette. So there's some things to think about. So one of the common problems that people talk about with the 7th generation Corvette is the automatic transmission. There's problems either with the transmission itself or with the torque converter. And people have had all sorts of issues with the transmissions, overheating, making noise, not shifting properly, etc. That's only with the automatic transmission, though. That's not with the manual. So be aware of that. People have attributed some of the problems with the cylinder deactivation. So in this car, if you put it into eco mode and you're cruising on the highway, it'll convert from a V8 into a V4. Well, the engine isn't perfectly balanced in that configuration, and some people are saying that because the engine is a little bit out of balance, that the torque tube can basically vibrate and cause some of those issues. Again, this may only be with the automatic transmission. I'm not hearing people talk about this with the manual transmission. So, guys, if you're going to buy a Corvette, you're going to have fewer issues if you buy the manual transmission. Not only that, if you read the owner's manual, if you're going to track your Corvette, Chevy recommends you use a manual transmission. They're less likely to overheat. So, I know that only, 23% of us are buying manual transmissions when we're buying Corvettes, but there are definite advantages to it. Another common problem that you read about, and I'm glad I read about this before I bought my car, is Z06s and Grand Sports bend and break wheels, like notoriously. And if you read on the forums, there's a poll going, and something like 18% of Z06 and Grand Sports owners have bent or broken wheels. So be aware of that. There's a lot of talk about what's causing it. Are they using poor quality materials? Is the deep dish wheel too far, cantilevered out, so it's got too much leverage? Is it a matter of people are driving around in track mode on the street, hitting potholes, and the suspension is so stiff that the wheel ends up taking it? So Taj Junkter, however you pronounce his name, the lead Corvette engineer, says basically all of those are faults. He says there's really no issue, but realistically there's an issue. So you guys got to prepare for this. One of the ways you can prepare for this is you can buy wheel insurance when you buy your car. And I did, and I think it was $1,200. And I think it's good for 100,000 miles. And I don't remember how many years. It was like well more than what I needed. So, for the cost of basically one wheel, you can insure all four wheels and tires against pretty much any kind of damage. So think about that, right? If you're going to buy a Corvette Grand Sport or a Z06, buy the wheel insurance. I'm not going to try to sell you on all the other stuff that they want you to buy, but knowing that this is a known issue, that's one way to circumvent that. So far, what we know is if you buy a manual transmission, you're less likely to have issues. If you're going to buy a Corvette Grand Sport or a Z06, buy the wheel insurance. It's going to pay for itself in all likelihood. Other issues that people talk about with the 7th generation Corvette is paint issues. And so Chevy publicly closed down the C7 factory early, I believe, December 2017 to build a new paint facility, and then reopened it early 2018, I believe. I might have the dates wrong. And they spent a lot of money to build the new paint factory, but people were reporting that paint was chipping and things like this. And if you look closely, that's what we have here. And there's been some reports that basically body panels are out of alignment. Other people have reported that the paint just is not adhering as it should. That is another issue. So I don't know if I have good advice for anyone here, other than the 2019s and newer are supposed to have better paint. I haven't owned more than one Corvette, so I can't report on that. But a lot of people have talked about that. So if you're going to buy an older Corvette, a 2018 or older, that's something to be aware of and something to look for. In 2019, Chevy did start basically putting really thin bits of plastic in between some of the tight body panels to help with the rubbing. But as you can see with my car, I do have a little bit of paint, if you can see that, that's no longer attached to the fender. So that's still an ongoing issue. I don't know that I have any recommendation there other than, in my experience, if you're going to buy an American car, make sure that you have it under warranty. And thankfully Chevy does have a good out-of-the-box warranty, and so I believe that that paint blemish will actually be covered when and if I decide to talk to my dealer about it. And like I said previously, buy the wheel warranty if you're buying a Z06 or a Grand Sport. General fit and finish on the Corvette is about as good as you can expect from an American car, meaning these are sort of budget cars. The kind of performance that you get out of a Corvette for the price is off the charts, right? If you were to buy a Porsche that has as good performance as my Grand Sport here, you would have to spend $200,000, right? So a couple things are to be expected. So on my car the other day, I just noticed that the lever to recline the seat is just missing. And I know I'm not the only one. A buddy of mine had the same issue on his Z51. Thankfully, the car is still under warranty. Lots of people have reported that the MyLink system, the infotainment system, sorry for the finger, dies and becomes problematic. Again, you got to keep your car under warranty. The PDR, in a lot of these cars, the camera is not registering properly and they put out really poor quality video. My dealer fixed this on mine. They had to order a new camera from the factory. And again, thankfully my car was under warranty. So what do I recommend when you buy American cars is make sure you have your car under warranty. And that means, you know, even if you're buying a used car, buy that extended warranty. Because basically, you know, I just know that owning a Chevy, that pretty much every time I get my oil changed, I'm going to have a couple warranty issues taken care of at the same time. And I just know that going in, so I prepare myself accordingly, right? So I make sure my car has a good bumper-to-bumper warranty, I have the wheel warranty, I have a really good relationship with my dealer, and I just know that, you know, every several thousand miles, there's going to be something that has to be fixed. I'm taking it in, I can't even remember. Taking it in next week for that lever on the seat. So that's just part of owning an American car, at least to me. And I hate to, you know, burst people's bubbles or say anything, you know, negative about people's cars. Obviously, you know, these are great cars. I love my car. I don't know anyone that owns a C7 Corvette that hates their car. But, you know, for people that are going to buy one of these are the things to look out for. These are the things to be cognizant of. And you can prepare yourself for the most part, you know, for dealing, you know, with any of this, right? And so that's kind of the message of this video. And hopefully, you know, people, you know, take it in that context. And lastly, a couple niggling items regarding the C7 Corvette. So one, if you buy a Corvette brand new, take it in, you know, with your first oil change and have them double check the alignment. The alignment from the factory is, I believe Chevy gives something like plus or minus 0.5 degrees for each wheel. So each wheel can be plus or minus 0.5 degrees out of spec, and the factory considers that okay. Well, you also read on the forums that a lot of people's tires wear prematurely, and a large part of it is due to the factory alignment. And a lot of people don't tell you this, right? Your dealer probably won't tell you this. But, you know, if you buy a brand new Corvette and it's got the factory alignment, even if you buy a used Corvette, have the alignment checked, you know, within the first oil change, so you don't blow out your super expensive tires, you know, prematurely. Other known wacky little issues, these wheels creak. If your wheels are creaking when you're pulling out of the driveway and turning, it's because the interface between the wheel and the rotor isn't exactly perfect, so you got to have those lug nuts tightened down all the way. So I don't mean to scare you guys off of Corvettes. I'm just trying to give you the real deal. I'm trying to give you real information. I try not to be a fanboy, you know, as you've seen in all my reviews. I try to just give you the straight dope. So part of owning these cars is realizing that, you know, there's some maintenance items, there's some known issues. You can account for them if you know going in. Like, I'm super happy about the wheel insurance. You've heard me say that 3 times now, right? But now I just know that I'm covered. I got to get that little paint defect taken care of, and you know, every 3,000 to 5,000 miles when I get my oil changed, there's probably going to be a warranty ripple. So develop a good relationship with your dealer. You know, buy from a good dealer. Check all the reviews online. Check out the Yelp reviews and the Facebook reviews before you go to a dealer, because there's a lot of really bad dealers out there. And prepare yourself. You know, if you can live with a stick shift, you're going to have fewer issues, right? This sort of thing. So hope you guys like this. You know, leave your comments in the comment section below. Am I being too harsh on the Corvette? Is this good information? Have I left anything out? Are there other known issues with C7 Corvettes that you think guys should be aware of? If I hear of anything noteworthy, I'll probably make another video. And unfortunately, I'm having to video with my iPhone today because my wife hid my GoPro, which is probably my fault. I left it on the dining room table, and I shouldn't have, so now it's somewhere lost in the house. I don't know how this video quality is going to be, but doing my best here, guys. Have a great day. Take care.